I'm wondering if there's any connection to Seventh Seal and Max von Sydow's character in that, in terms of like it being somebody who is clearly seems to be experiencing a different world from everybody.
Yes, so I'm Jonathan Bloomberg, writing for movies in Sweden.
Hi, Jonathan.
Hello.
I'm Paul, and this is Chris.
Hi, it's an honor getting to speak with the two of you.
Oh,
I finished the entire first season of the show just a few days ago.
great.
Amazing.
So really loving what I've seen so far, hoping we get more.
Oh, thanks.
Uh,
That's good.
yeah. But me being Swedish, I obviously must start with asking how you kind of came up with the idea that Alexander was the one that you needed to go after for this role, and then eventually making him feel the same about the project.
Um, yeah, I mean, the process was sort of like, holy shit, Alexander wants to talk to us about this. Um, uh, he, uh, we had a lengthy series of discussions with him about it because Alexander is very thoughtful, and I think that it's such a specific it's such a specific character and such a specific world that it was very clear that unless it was sort of a triangle forming where we were all sort of discussing what it was going to be, that it wasn't going to work.
Yeah, and it's really interesting when you cast a character like this because everyone has their own, like I don't know what the Swedish expression for it is, but head canon, right? So they're these very devoted fans who have a notion of what this character is going to be like, and the character is agendered, right? So
Yeah,
and Alexander is not, I've noticed, but uh, uh, but to us, he was it, right? He was Murderbot. He felt appropriately large and imposing, and yet inside there's this kind of gooey center of of eccentricity and strangeness that he brings to a lot of his roles, right? He's always playing against his kind of matinee idol looks in a really interesting way. And it was clear that he was vibing to the books and to the world. So this was kind of a very easy decision for us. It was probably a harder decision for him to think about whether he wanted to be stuck in a latex, costume for the next 3 years of his life.
Um,
yeah, and he also signed on as an executive producer, so
Yeah.
that means he was really involved with the behind the scenes as well. I'm
Hmm.
guessing.
yeah, 100%. So, before he agreed to do it, we had a lot of meetings and conversations about the character. And then afterwards, he was involved kind of every step of the way, in terms of coming up with, plot, dialogue. He's very, very detail oriented. It was not sort of a in name only executive producer. He was really he he's very thoughtful and he really likes to work through things. So every little line of voiceover we discussed. And then even after the fact, because obviously, the voiceover, you'd shoot it and then you could change it eventually. Um, he came up with a lot of stuff. And also, it was really, really important to him that the story makes sense. So, for instance, stuff that's not discussed at all in the books or in a way in the show, sort of about the motivation of the sort of nemesis in the show. He really wanted to know exactly what the heck was going on at every point, which was really challenging and sometimes uh, um, uh, he wouldn't let us get away with anything, I would say, basically. But he's really sweet. And I mean, I think we largely grew up among the films we watched, watching a lot of Bergman films. And I guess, like, in talking about Alexander and talking about this role, like, I'm wondering if there's any connection to Seventh Seal and Max von Sydow's character in that, in terms of like it being somebody who is clearly seems to be experiencing a different world from everybody. And
Exactly. Yeah.
uh, and sort of yeah, I mean, that character's walking around with a big sword the whole time, but it's contending with death. You know, So, and Murderbot has all these weapons, but there's something else going on for it. It's a stretch, but
yeah, but I like it, and I'm glad you brought it up. So thanks a lot, both of you, for taking time to speak with me today, and best of luck with the premiere now.
oh,
Thanks very
hey,
much.
thanks a lot. Thought we were
Cheers.
talking longer. Okay, sorry. Thanks.
Bye.